Well, home state advantage. Working in Ohio, the governor there, John Kasich, it was favorable for him last night. Listen.
To have people believe in you and to believe that you can bring people together and strengthen our country, I have to thank the people of the great state of Ohio. I love you, is all I can tell you. I love you.
The Ohio governor winning his state last night, taking all 66 of those delegates, getting covered in confetti there. No Republican has ever become the nominee without winning Ohio. But can Trump change all of that? A man who knows how critical the state of Ohio is to the road to the White House is Congressman Dennis Kucinich. He is a former Ohio congressman and presidential candidate and a Fox News contributor. Good to see you, Congressman. Thanks for being with us this morning.
Good to be with you.
Thank you so much. All right, we were watching the results come in last night, and like we were saying, no Republican has ever gotten the nomination, the Republican nomination, without winning that state. Obviously, this year it's going to change because Kasich, even though he won the state, he doesn't have enough, if you look at the numbers, if you look at the math, to get the Republican nomination. So who will get the Republican nomination this year?
Well, I think odds on it's Donald Trump, but he's going to need John Kasich, and he's going to need Ohio. So what I say, Ainsley, is print the bumper stickers, Trump Kasich.
All right. Well, we actually talked to Senator Kasich yesterday. He was on the show. Brian had an excellent interview with him. And listen to what he said about teaming up with Donald Trump. Then I'll get your reaction.
There's no way I would team up with Donald Trump. No way. Forget it. I'm going to be the nominee because we're going to win Ohio. We're going to move across this country with a positive attitude of bringing people together with a record that I've had both in Washington and in Ohio, a positive record of bringing people together, reminding us we're Americans before we're anything else, and we'll fix these things that haunt us and bother us today. I can promise you that.
All right, so Congressman, he said forget it. Now, yesterday after that interview, many of us were saying, you think he's just saying that going into Ohio? Do you think he'll change his mind if he's asked to be the VP?
The operative book is The Art of the Deal.
Yeah.
And if you want to be included as a vice president and you're asked about it publicly where you're still a candidate, you say, no way.
Right.
So he's right on track.
All right, we've talked a lot about this election is so different than anything we have ever witnessed. We have so many Democrats that are going to the polls and they're voting for Donald Trump. Yesterday we talked to one. Her name is Gayla Bear-Taylor. Listen to what she had to say about voting, changing her vote. Used to be a Democrat. Listen to what she's doing this year.
When I was growing up, my grandpa was always a Democrat. You know, and in fact, he threatened family and said if we ever voted anything but Democrat, he'd come back to haunt us.
Yeah.
But these aren't my grandpa's Democrats.
Sure.
This party is no longer my party. It's a party of enabling. They enable people to stay weak and poor and full of excuses. And it's just not my grandpa's Democrat.
All right. So, Congressman, what's your reaction to that?
Well, that is really going to be the central theme of the general election. Will Hillary Clinton be able to reach back to those disaffected Democrats and bring them into the fold again? Because really, it's when you see Democrats crossing over and voting Republican, that's not a good sign. And especially when you have so much activity going on in the Republican primaries, you know, it's really going to be a challenge should Hillary Clinton get the nomination. She's on the track to do that, to be able to go back to the voters like the one you just represented and say, look, here is what we stand for. Here's what we want to do. Don't, you know, please come home. All is forgiven.
What about the Democratic Party? You mentioned Hillary Clinton. What does this mean for Bernie Sanders?
Well, you know, right now I think of the pledged delegates, Hillary Clinton has about 59%. Bernie Sanders has a tough climb to be able to get the nomination. It's not mathematically impossible, but it's difficult. And what's going to happen, though, is that if Hillary Clinton gets the nomination, she has to find a way to reach back to Bernie Sanders supporters and bring them into, as well as get the disaffected Democrats who have crossed over to Republicans. This is a tough order, and I think it's going to be part of the narrative and the story of the general election, whether or not Hillary Clinton's able to do that. If she can, I think she has a very good chance of being the next president. But if not, Donald Trump is quite formidable, cannot be underestimated, and I think we're looking at a really amazing election year with all the possibilities that are starting to shape up.
Yeah, we're going to be following it. It's a fun year for all of us. Thanks so much, Congressman. Good to see you this morning.
Thank you.